So they did it. They counted down the top 100 women. Did we need it?
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me.
It's lunchtime. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Lunch with the Clydesdale. Good to be back on a Friday afternoon. Oh, man, what a week. What a week. Ready for the weekend, ready to chill and relax. Hope you guys have had a great week. Yesterday, I tuned in for the U.S.-Canada finals in the women's hockey. It was a beautiful day outside. One thing you have to know, I get very excited at watching sports, but most of the time, like my passion is my Chicago Bears and then the CrossFit events. So most of the time my house is sealed up, and because it's wintertime and I'm rooting for my Bears. But yesterday I tuned into USA Canada women's hockey. What a game. Comes down to an empty net extra man situation for the U.S. women, who tip the goal in, tie it up, and take it to overtime. They go to 3-on-3 hockey for overtime. And then what an amazing play. A little deke, go past the goalie and backhand in for the score. And I literally screamed, "Goal!" as loud as I could. Back door was wide open, letting some fresh air come in yesterday. My whole neighborhood knew I was excited that the U.S. scored the goal. I couldn't, it just blurted out of me at full decibel language or loudness. What a game. What a game. That's why we love sports. It is so unpredictable. The U.S. women dominated the entire tournament, and Canada had them on the ropes. The U.S. has not won a goal since 2018. They've been silver to the Canadians the last two Olympics, and to finally get that win, oh, so freaking awesome. What a way to end yesterday. I was so pumped. Really made the end of my workday go wild. But yeah, so cool. If you did not get a chance to see it, amazing. And today we have the men. Canada plays in the one semifinal against Finland. The U.S. plays in the other semifinal. Hopefully we get a U.S.-Canada final where we can watch that. I think it'll be on Sunday. But yeah. But in that case, I think the Canadians would be favored. U.S. would be the plucky underdogs, and we'd see how that kind of played out. But man, what a freaking game. What a freaking game. Got a lot of people in the chat. We got Vicky, we got Dave, we've got Frida, we've got Mark, Cory. Cory is not here because he's dealing with stuff from the accident. But he says he might jump on if he gets back in time. We got Andrew Sten. We've got Sean in Oregon back with us. Good to see you, Sean. Been a minute, glad to be here and happy to be a paid supporter of this channel. Yes, thank you so much. For just, I think as low as $3.99, you can support the channel by hitting that membership button. It helps us keep this show running. So yeah, there's Terry. We've got Amanda. Figure skating had me up way too late, but so worth it. Yeah, I haven't got into figure skating this year. Watching a lot of snowboarding, watching a lot of skiing, watching some curling, watching a lot of hockey. I think that there's so much going on at the Olympics that it's hard to digest it all. Like you almost have to pick your lanes for the Olympics. And and then just get the updates on everything else. So yeah, it's been fun though. So the big news, if anybody didn't see it, I think this is the reel. I'm going to share it. Hopefully this is the reel. Hiller clipped this from a show I did, I think. Yep. Like Brian is sticking his chest out like, John can't beat me down to 100.
I think there's people that would still like to see me and John do some stuff together.
Like a top 100 sort of deal.
I would be up for it. I don't know if John could go 100 deep.
But here's the deal. Why do you need to go 100 deep?
Top 10 in the world for women, top 20 for men. He's as good as anyone.
Why is that even a thing?
My full-time job is this sport.
The media is too close to the athletes.
What happens if he were to beat you?
I will never root for Brooke Wells.
How would he beat me?
John was riding Austin Hatfield.
It became personal with me.
Yeah. I will never root for Brooke Wells. Sorry. Yeah. It's a fact.
My friend, that's why I'm the best analyst in the space.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't matter what you think. He always been freaking me out. Can't make you happy.
So, Hiller clipped that up from my show and some of his show, and they did a top 100 women in the world countdown today. It was released about 2 hours ago. I watched it on time and a half speed to get through it before we did the show today. My question to you is, and I still stand by this, why do we need to go to 100? Why do we need to go to 100? And so because, and we talked about this, and I talked about it with Cory a few weeks ago. I don't get it. Like, the games only has the top 30 in the world. And so the people relevant to the games are probably top 50. Now, I want to make it clear, because Jamie kind of came at me last night when we were texting, that her and I have been one of the people who care about the top 100. It's not that I don't care about the top 100. It's not that I don't care about those athletes and their stories, because I do. I think those stories could be told. And there's some really interesting stories in there that should be told. But when you get past, I mean, let's safely say 40. I would probably say 30. The difference between the athletes is so minute, and it's so program dependent that to rank them just seems silly. Like, I'm glad that some of these people are getting talked about, and that their stories are being told a little bit, but to rank them just doesn't seem to matter to me. Because really, the gosh, you could even, like, they made a great point with Hannah Black, right? John is like, she is a specialist. She's a strength specialist. She can win strength events, and she can do very well at that. If the bias of that programming is towards strength, she will do better than somebody who is not strength bias. Yet, if Hannah goes to another competition and it is not strength biased and it's more CrossFit-y and it's more gymnastics, she's going to get trounced by some of these people that you have ranked around her. It is so program dependent. It is so program dependent. Larry Young says, I watch everything and I have zero desire to watch that. We don't, no one cares after maybe 25 or 30. See, I think that's where the verbiage is different. There are people I care about deeply that they've ranked beyond 30, that I love their stories, that I love seeing them at events, that I love watching them on the floor. But I think to rank them is the silly part. Now, this is a world where you're trying to create content. You're trying to come up with conversations, and the 2-hour interview they did together created storylines. They talked. Some of it was very, very compelling, and some of it was very interesting. But to have the rankings mean anything just doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. I already said that one. Sean, how many elite CrossFit athletes are even out there? Doesn't 100 basically cover them all? You'd be surprised who they have in the top 100. They are names you know. But again, I don't know what the difference between 60 and 90 is, because 90 could beat 60 on any given day if the programming's right. Craig says 100 would highlight developing and upcoming athletes to look out for in the future. I think we should do that. I do, Craig. I think we should highlight up and coming athletes. I just think a ranking is silly. It would only matter if we had regionals back. I think even if we had a semifinal that you had one shot or maybe two shots, but this, like, where you can be at 16 different semifinals, takes a lot of the 50 beyond out of the mix. Mark says, I'm about 50 minutes in and the banter is interesting, I suppose. Yeah, like I said, there was some good banter. There was some good discussion. I think what came out of it for me on the whole is that John and Brian have very distinct differences in what they value as meaningful competition for these athletes, and how they rank them is dependent on how they performed in what they deem to be important. And what they deem to be important is very different. Terry says, has this been posted on YouTube on Hiller's channel? I haven't seen it. It is on Hiller's channel. Here is they actually have, if you don't want to sit through the 2 hours, they actually have the rankings. They're right here. The barbell spin actually put it up. And he collaborated with Hiller, apparently. But there are the rankings right there. 1 through 100. So if you just want to see what the rankings are, there they are. The other thing that became abundantly clear to me, and is something that I mentioned in the show previously, that every one of us media members, because of the close-knitness of this community, have a relationship with a lot of these athletes. And because of those relationships, we have a bias. And that's where, when I said I don't root for Brooke Wells, right? That was one example that I gave. Like, the full context of that is, in all of my travels, in all of my covering events, I've asked a lot of athletes for an interview, a lot of athletes. And Brooke Wells always denied me an interview every single time. And she has the right to do that. She's at a competition. I'm not there to take away from her performance. But because of that, I'm just never going to root for her. She never gave me the time of day. She gave other people the time of day, but she chose not me. And because of that, my bias is that I didn't want her to do well. On the other hand, someone like Ariel Lowen will just come up to me and stand beside me on the rail and have a conversation with me. I don't even have a mic in front of me. We just hang out and talk. Emily Rolfe will do that. Because of that, they are way higher in my rankings than other people, because I have a great relationship with them, and they always come and say hi, and they always say yes when I ask for an interview. So I have a bias, and I know I know that Brian and John have biases as well because they've developed relationships with athletes. I see John on the spin all the time, text Dallin or text Austin or text whoever. Like he has a relationship with these people. And so in his head, he is going to root for them, or that is going to taint his opinion of them in how they should be ranked. So all of these rankings have biases to them. And in this case, because of what happened in 2024 at the CrossFit Games and WFP being created, the two of them have very, very different biases. And it became abundantly clear when they were talking how those biases affected these rankings. Frida, when it gets personal, it gets real. It's not even like, Frida, it's not that I took it personally. It's just it gives me a perspective in my head where I just don't want her to do well. Like, because I want to interview the people that do well. And if she's not doing well, I don't have to worry about it anymore. She's retired now, so she's a good example to use. Terry says, thank you. I'm not that interested in Hiller's new 2-hour stuff, just too long. I love some of it, though. Terry, I got to tell you, I really like that he's doing the interviews in person. To me, that makes a huge, huge difference. A huge difference. And he's just recently starting this. That made the banter between John and Brian much better because they were sitting across the table from each other. It wasn't done on a Zoom meeting. It wasn't done through StreamYard. They were sitting at a table right across from each other, face to face, and they were answering each other's questions and accusations. That's what made it better. But I think he just needs like more content in that avenue to make it swing a lot better. But it's really, really good. And it's really made it so when I'm on the road this year, my goal is to sit down with athletes and record those interviews as opposed to like doing a StreamYard version of it or quick hitters, like actually having a conversation and recording those and banking those to play throughout the year. Jody says, Brooke has no clue. She's like a popular girl who won't acknowledge the peasants. I'm sure there's a touch of that. I'm sure of it. She's not the only one that has refused me interviews. I will say that. She's just because she's retired, she's no longer in the game. It was just a safe example to use. For sure. They both have strong biases. Yes, Craig. And when you watch this ranking, they actually question each other and why they did things. And that's where it gets interesting. Not necessarily where they put people, but why they put them there. Love Gabby, but she missed a full year. Look how high they placed her. I've been saying on this show, I think she needs another year to recover. Achilles injuries are no joke, and coming back from them takes time. And I think for her, it's going to take some time. Now, in a ranking show, you get to have that discussion, right? Why is she not ranked higher? Why is she ranked too high? Those are interesting. But when you're doing that at 90 and 87, like the reasons for it are so slight. So there it is, right? The Hiller pod was way better than Whatify Guy. Listen, that's what's beautiful about this content space. There are tons and tons of options that we all can listen to, depending on what we're interested in that day. And I love that we have those options, right? So The other thing that blew me away is right off the top, Hiller used some of those clips that I just showed you at the beginning of his video. And he was asked about, should we go deeper into this ranking? And John actually said the words, I agree with the Clydesdale, that we shouldn't go that far. And when John gets to say that he agrees with me, that makes me happy, because John and I don't always agree. We agree sometimes, but when I hear that he's agreed with me on this take, made me happy. Because I love poking fun at John. I love giving John grief, and I'm sure he loves poking it back. But it was just really entertaining for me when he gave me props at the beginning of the rankings or whatever. I'm going to be in that camp after the shit you gave me on the lightweight open. Which camp? What are you referencing, Larry? Joseph says it's 60% performance, 40% popularity. I don't think that it's that weighted of a bias. I would say like 80-20, 75-25, somewhere in that range, that I think the bias kicks in. Because I think a lot of us do watch the sport and we do try to look at the performances and think where we think people are going to finish. I don't think it's blind loyalty to somebody else, but I do think that if it comes down to me picking between Ariel Lowen and Brooke Wells, I'm going to lean Ariel Lowen because that's just my bias, right? Jody, it's so weird it all started with you. I don't think it started with me. I think it started with Brian saying that on Hiller's show, and then I reacted to it, and just because of my reaction, that it played well into what Hiller was trying to do. So, rankings are seldom only performance. Oh, don't go, Larry. I wanted to get into some open talk with you. I just didn't understand what you were referencing in the previous comment. That you have maybe you have a bias against me because of what I said about the lightweight. I want to make this clear, Larry. I want to make this clear. Hopefully you're still here. I love a heavy open. I do way better in a heavy open. Me personally, I do much, much better in a heavy open. I would want what you want, but I don't think it's what's best for the overall community. Do I think they need to be more creative? Yes. I don't think it should be the same workout every year, but I do think there are levels to this thing, and the open needs to be accessible for a majority of the community to start. It doesn't mean it needs to be dumbed down and not creative. It just needs to be accessible. So my heart agrees with you. I want heavy. I want a shot to lift some weight. I want to show that I'm strong. I haven't had that opportunity to do that. Joseph Ramirez says 26.1 is 10 minutes of bar facing burpees. That would just be hellish. That beat Bajent workout guess would be sweet. No way is Dave going to take a Hiller workout and make it the first workout of the open. No way in hell. No way. David Reed says double grace, please. That would be cool. That would be cool. Frida says prediction 7 minutes of burpees followed by max reps of snatch at Randy weight. That'd be awesome. I hope it's a barbell and not a dumbbell. I think Larry does make a good point. If we go dumbbell snatch and burpees again, it's too repetitive. We need something different. Dave's latest video, we're getting a heavy deadlift. Deadlift is accessible for everybody. I don't think it's the greatest test of fitness. Depends on what it's paired with, I guess. But yeah, I saw the video today. He did the cap workout. It was a set of heavy deadlifts today. So Joseph Ramirez, I'd be good with that. Train all the burpees over rower. I think if they do that, they have to bastardize it. And they have to allow the step over. And if they allow the step over, it just kind of bastardizes it. I mean, that's a much more significant jump than over a bar. And for newbie athletes in their first year, is that something you want to do? I don't know. Bench in the judges course, some said I'd be thrilled. I'm taking the judges course this weekend. So we'll see. I heard it's in there. I've heard some other things. But the bench was in the team series. I don't see it making it into the open. I'd love that, but I don't see it happening. Kettlebell snatches would be different. I don't see them doing kettlebell snatches in the open. You have to learn how to punch the kettlebell at the top so it doesn't break your wrist. And I'm being a little facetious, but yeah, that punch at the top is so important on a kettlebell snatch. And if you haven't learned that, man, that gets painful. Train Olive says maybe allow a step for all. See, I think that bastardizes it too much. Do we want to see a bunch of videos of people stepping over the rower? I guess you could do jump over the rower for RX and step over for scaled. But again, it's just a much more significant jump than a bar. But we'll see. I think Carolyn and Jamie both said that they think they would see it in it. So there we go. What about a 17.4 redo? I don't remember 17.4, Joseph. You'd have to tell me which one that is. I'm not great with the numbers. The only numbers I remember are the ones that I hated. Yeah, Cory, we have time if you want to jump in. Jody says, yeah, I don't do kettlebell snatch. I ain't going to the games and I need my wrists. Kettlebell snatch are one of my favorite moves in all of CrossFit. The feeling of that pop at the top when you get it down is so much fun. I do kettlebell snatches in my garage all the time. They are my favorite, one of my favorites. Overhead squat, kettlebell snatches, love them to death. Would love to see it. I just don't think we will. Asking for trouble jumping over rowers. Yeah. I agree, Arlene. I agree. So it was the 55s. Gotcha, Joseph. 55s was great. The thing about the 55s is you think it's easier than it is. You're like 55 deadlifts, no problem. 55 wall balls, no problem. You get like 10 reps into those wall balls and you're like, holy shit, I'm dying. That was a great one. Love the 55s. And I think they did it twice. It was a repeat as well. That was a fun one. Like I didn't even get to the handstand push-ups on that one. So what is up?
What's up, dude? Sorry, I'm late.
You get everything taken care of?
I did. I absolutely did. We actually got a hard copy and a digital copy of the police report, which is going to play really, really well as soon as Jennifer gets it back to that girl's, her parents' insurance company, because it literally has her statement in it where she says she decided to get over, did not see my wife and ran smack into her. So it's kind of the important part.
So Hillary's in the house. Why do we need to go to 100? Why not, Patrick Bateman?
Why not? Because it gives them a 2-hour podcast.
I don't know if you saw the beginning, Hiller, but my point is the gap between the athletes from 50 to 100 is so small, ranking them just seems silly. I like the stories. I actually like the discussion, but I think we could have had the discussion minus the ranking, maybe. Or maybe I don't know. I listened to the whole thing. I actually enjoyed the banter, but the ranking was meaningless to me until we got down to like the top 30.
I would say even the top 50 would make sense, like to have a discussion about, because the 20 outside of the top 30, like the next 20 in line, are all fighting to get into that top 30.
I get that. I totally get that. But those 20 are so close that
That's
it's
what I'm
all
saying.
program dependent.
Correct. Yeah, I would agree.
All program dependent.
Yep.
So anyway, there we go. But I did enjoy it. I thought the banter back and forth was really good. And for John to say, 2 weeks ago, I'm never working with Brian Friend.
Unless Taylor calls.
And now he does a pod with him. So
I'm never working with Brian Friend unless Andrew calls. If Andrew calls, then I'll do it.
I didn't hear the Andrew calls part last time.
No, but that's implied at this point.
Oh, gotcha.
It's implied.
Gotcha.
I haven't had to watch it. I saw a chance to watch it. I saw it popped up this morning, and I was doing 3 different things between listening to CJ and Claire and moving on to Savon for a little bit, and then just trying to get caught up with actually work. Fun stuff.
Jody says she's sorry about your wife's accident. That's awful.
Appreciate it, Jody. She's fine, by the way, everybody. The car's not. She is, though.
Vicky wants to know if Hiller paid JY. I don't think Hiller paid JY. I think JY jumped at the chance. My guess. But anyway.
He's got to prove that senior analyst status.
Yeah, I think I think the ego of proving that he is the senior analyst means more to him than the cash.
Absolutely.
But it may not mean more to him than the C4.
I don't blame him. There's a 12-pack of it. About half a 12-pack now, sitting right over there next to my desk.
So I've cut way back on the C4, like way, way, way back, right? Because of the heart bib stuff, right?
Yeah.
And but I saw that Jolly Rancher flavor, and my mouth started watering watching him through that whole show. And I'm, what kind of Pavlovian response is that?
I got the Hawaiian Punch right here next to my desk, and it is fantastic.
Actual work, laughing my ass off. I don't start working until after Scott finishes up. I'm glad I have that effect. Right. I need to try Gorilla Mind. Hearing good things.
It's pretty good. They make good. They have some good flavors. The which one is it? The black cherry vanilla is the best one I've tried so far. Mark, get you some of that. It's pretty darn tasty.
Yeah. So I had something here on my list I wanted to ask you. It started on the WOD Prep podcast this morning, and it's all about, like, they were talking about periodization from the Hiller Mason startup video, and their argument over what is varied, what is not. But it got into running and how people hate running. When I started CrossFit, every workout I did, when it came to the run, I lost ground on everybody every single time, right? I cycle a barbell fast, get ahead of everybody, head out the door, and they all like blow by me on the run. So at some point in like 2013, I said, the only way I'm going to stop this is just start running like every single day. And so as much as I hated it, I started running every single day. I would get to the gym early and I would just go out and it may only be an 800 meter that day. That's all I had time for or whatever, but I was going to go run every single day. On 2 days a week, I did like a couple miles. Those were my long running days just to kind of get over the whole thing. And at one point, at like a year into that, I got into it and I would get into workouts and the run became where I like caught my breath.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, I don't hate this anymore. Like this is the part where I kind of get to catch my breath and I'm not losing so much ground. And in some cases, I'm losing no ground. And I was like, okay, now I don't even hate it. Then I started hating other things. But with all that, then my burpees got better. Other things got better. And I think it was as much a mindset shift as it was the actual physical doing. I think the physical doing helped a ton. Don't get me wrong. But I think the mindset shift was as much an asset to that as everything else. And as I'm going through these surgeries and starting to feel better, I feel that Scott coming back. Like I want to embrace the suck. I want to get past the things I suck at, and I want to build that back.
Do it anyway.
Right. But it's more than just do it because you know you have to. It's about embracing it.
Well, that's what I was trying to get across is that before I started CrossFit, I was doing a lot of running, like half marathons, 5Ks, 10Ks, all that good shit. I ran a whole bunch because that was my marker for fitness, I guess you could call it, is I wanted to get a sub 21 5K. I wanted to run a sub 45 10K and eventually like a sub hour and a half marathon. Like those are my milestones. And I was a decent runner. And then the more I got into CrossFit, the less I ran. Right. And at one point, the whole thing flipped. I went from being that guy who we had running in the workout. I was all excited and people looking at me like I was retarded. And it flipped to, I don't want to do this anymore. And here just recently, okay, I need to get out and run. I need to. Why? Because it needs to get done. And because I don't like it. So I need to dive headfirst into it. And I'm not saying I'm going to like it. At no point I'm going to turn around and be like, oh yeah, this is fun again. Because it's not. It's just not. But embrace it because it's there. It's not going away. I am a terrible rower. Brandon would say I'm not because I've been making some pretty decent progress. But I am not built for rowing. Anybody who's ever met me will understand just by looking at me for about 10 seconds is that I am not built to row. I got stubby legs. I got stubby arms. I'm all torso, not built to row. But I row as if my life depends on it so that I can get better at it, because the only way to get better at it is to actually do it. And what I've seen from like doing our 2K program is that it affects everything else, because now that I'm a better rower, I can bike better. I can run better. I've been running, which it all transfers over. It all transfers over, and you don't have to like it.
Yeah.
You don't have to, you don't have to be that guy who's like, oh, get to run a mile for time today. Yeah. But you're going to have to do it anyway.
Well, what it changes in your daily life too, not just in workouts, but just your daily life, like running down your kid in the yard or running after oh my gosh, I'm late for this and I need to run. Gosh, I remember a time like when I was doing all this, I was on a business trip and I wanted to work out at 8th Day CrossFit. I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan. 8th Day is always going to the games. I wanted to go to their gym.
Yep.
I signed up for a class. My seminar went late and like I put on my shit and I ran like the 4 blocks to 8th Day CrossFit to get there in time. And it was like nothing. It was like my warm up for the workout.
Wild how that works. Wild how that works. Your dog gets off the leash, and he's one of those dogs that, like, once he gets off, he's trying to get to freedom, right? What are you going to do? He's not paying attention to you at that point. You're going to have to run and chase him down. The kid thing is, like, highly, highly motivated, right? You run around. You want to be able to run with your kids, to chase your kids, to go. My daughter wants to run the bases after she gets done with softball practice some days. Guess who gets nominated for that? That would be me. We all do it. Jennifer does it. If Brody's there for her practice, for her games or whatnot, he'll run with her as well. But it's kind of a thing, right? It's a natural evolution from walking, which everybody does. So why wouldn't you run? Doesn't matter if you don't.
Well, and look at the real world application here. Ortega uses it to run away from ice. Everyday things. There it is.
It's just part of life. It is just part of life.
Sean in Oregon, don't love running, but Glassman said we need to try new sports. So I use CrossFit to train for trail running. Have 2 coming up in March and April. I run on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. 10K and half marathon, which would be the longest distance I've ever run. Kudos to you. I've gone quarter marathon, never gone half.
We our head coach / owner Cecil and his wife signed up for, this was years and years ago, but signed up for a half marathon and just showed up on race day and ran it because they do CrossFit 5 or 6 days a week. Some of that involves running. And it's a more mental thing at that point. It's just to keep going. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. It doesn't matter if you're running, that's an old runner nonsense. It doesn't matter if you're running a 15-minute mile or a 4-minute mile. Like, you're still running if you're out there. But just keep on plodding along.
Frida, and this isn't just running. It's whatever you need to get better at. That's
Correct.
what you do to embrace, right?
Yeah.
It's not just for me, it's running, right? For someone else, it might be pull-up stamina. It may be barbell cycling. It may be whatever, right? Frida says, I might be biased with running. Most of the time during the winter, I got to choose between hamster wheel and skidding on ice. Well, I hate running on ice. And actually running on ice hurts me. It makes my stride so short that I ache in places I didn't know I could ache. And so I would choose hamster wheel over ice running any day of the week.
Lucky for me.
Yeah. You live in a climate that's not a factor.
It's 80 degrees outside right now.
Mark Phillips says, you guys are shaming me into adding more runs in. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, Mark.
Welcome.
That is a no extra charge.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Like him or not, Nick Bear's ability to run a sub 240 marathon at his size is impressive. Ugh, you have convinced me I need to run. There we go. Just go and...
Where is my super suit?
Beautiful thing. Yeah, both of those are legitimate.
Why would you run a nice Birch? Why? My question is how. I signed up for a 5K on New Year's Day. My birthday is New Year's Day. This was a couple years ago, and we got a snowstorm the night before. There was literally a tractor with a plow making a trail for us on the run. I had to go short and choppy strides to get through that 5K, and I ached for a week.
There's an old video, old clip from some like man on the street reporting with two people out there running, like and then running clues, and they got the little reflective stuff on, and they ask him about running when it's cold and snowy outside. And the girl's like, "No, it's fine. We do it all the time, whatever." And she turns around and the camera follows her and she takes 6 steps and falls. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Free to short strides and hope for the best.
I don't run outside if it's too cold, period. Like if it's cold and breezy, nope.
You know what we call it in Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
A wuss.
Yeah, just well, you call me whatever you want. That's fine. I'll take it, dude. I am not from somewhere. Just cold is one thing. If it's 27 degrees outside, but there's not much wind to speak of, I will get layered up and I will go run. But if it's breezy, nah, bro. I'll be all right. I'll do 1,000 burpees per time before I do that. And I'm not exaggerating. Ain't happening.
Yeah. On another subject, let's move on from running. CrossFit Oslo announced their finalized roster. They are the defending CrossFit Games champions. Kristen Holta is back. Thought she was just filling in last year as a last-minute replacement. Looks like she had so much fun, she decided to do it again.
Well, I mean, winning is fun, Scott.
She's going with Tola Morakinio and BKG.
Bro.
Going team. It's the time, right? It's time for BKG to go team.
100%.
What I just find odd is that like he owns Reykjavik and now he is competing with Oslo.
That's a hell of a team.
It is. It is. It's just like we talked all last week about, to make CrossFit great again, we needed a regional type competition. And we needed the teams to be like affiliate based. This is so counter that it just is. It's not that I don't want to say icky. It's just not my ideal of what I want CrossFit to be.
You trying to say like, BKG is not from Norway?
And well, he's Icelandic. He just is, right? He's not even from the country. And that's fine. It's the rules are what they are right now, and they can do that.
Right.
I just think I like the regionalized competitions with more affiliate-based stuff. I think that's how you get affiliates more involved. I think that's how you grow everything.
I would agree.
And while this is a great team and they have a great shot at winning again, it's not what I want. Will I sit back and enjoy them at the games? Probably.
I was about to say, it's still going to be fun to watch, dude, because that is a hell of a team.
It is. It is.
Like you added BKG because, you know.
You could.
You could. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
I would like to see, speaking on that, because I would think it's a possibility, an all Australian super team would be pretty easy to do, because they almost had that. They had like one odd man out when Cara Saunders went. Was that 2 years ago? It was Cara and
that was a mayhem team though, right? So
it was, but they were like Mayhem Australia or whatever. It wasn't by any stretch of imagination that the main Mayhem team.
Yeah. They beat the Noah Chandler team.
Yep.
Yeah, why can't I remember who it all was? But I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Emily DeRoy, Cara.
Goodness.
Is it Royce? Or no?
Probably. That wouldn't surprise me. And then what is the man's name? Anyway, that was a fun team to watch.
Yeah, that's why we're the best in the business, man.
That's why you can't get Analyst, and you can't get
Young and Brian Friend.
Yeah, you can't get stuff like this anywhere else. This is only here.
You know that team with the people doing the thing.
They all had faces. They had pretty fit, visible abs. You know, hair. Most of them.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, that team exactly. All right, we have numbers from yesterday, and then I'll see if we have numbers from today. As I'm doing this, helping put these out yesterday at 12:33, 133,366 people signed up for the Open. And then I'll see if anything updated, because he usually does it while we're in the show.
Got it.
And no.
You can add one more to it because my son's going to get signed up at some point, probably today or this weekend, because he was asking me about it last night after class.
Vicky knows we're the best stats guys, Scott and the Cowboy.
Honestly.
Yep. And when you want hard facts, we are your men.
Yeah. It's synonymous. Our name is synonymous.
Yeah.
How many did we have last year? That's what I really want to know.
How many what?
How many did we have last year?
You cut out on me a second time. I don't.
How many signups did we get last year?
It was only 100 and some thousand. We're almost there.
Okay.
Let me see if he has that still. So at this point last year, we were at 104,000.
Oh,
so
we're
28.1% increase over last year. The overall number, I don't know if he put it in here or not. Yeah, he didn't put it in. But I want to say it was under 200,000 was the total for last year.
Yeah, a lot of people wait till last minute. A lot of people are like, I'm going to sign up when the workout comes out, the first one comes out. Okay.
It's just the way people are, man.
I would never understand that.
We have 1 week to go.
Within the hour that registration went up, I'd signed up.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I'll forget. If I don't do it, like I'll be like, I've been meaning to take the judges course for 3 weeks now, Scott, and I still have yet to do it.
Yeah, I've got mine purchased. Just have to do it this weekend.
Because like I judge at my gym every single year.
Claire jumps in late.
Claire.
She missed our whole conversation about what she did to inspire me to have a conversation about running.
Yeah.
But she runs a mile every single day, which I find super inspiring. And
God
really, yeah, to do that no matter what weather, what is at you, where you're traveling to, where you're traveling from. And I liked how she explained it this morning, that it just makes her day better. And when I was doing the running 5 days a week, it really set up the rest of my day, week, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, look, even if you average a 12-minute mile, it's 12 minutes out of your entire day.
Yeah.
Now, this is somebody saying that does not run a mile a day, but if I were to set that upon myself, it's not going to take that long. Even if I run super slow, that is 10 minutes from our gym, from the gym door, stop sign, back to gym door is 1 mile. 10 minutes, boom, done. It's already in. You accomplished something for the day. Hey, if you did nothing else, you ran a mile today.
Yeah.
It's amazing. A good owner, dude. Good owner. I am not that
So you know what's great is we have a chat that knows more stats than we do.
Yeah. Well,
and that's why we have Joseph, who can go find us the stats. 2025 had 233,815 signups, down from 343,496 in 2024. I think the realistic goal that everybody is looking at is 2022.
Right.
2022 is where we are trending right now. And I think that's the most realistic. That's coming out of COVID. That was recovering from Greg selling the company, from the COVID thing, all of that, recovering from that. And we started to build. Then we had the death at the games, and then it tanked again. And now we're on that uphill swing again. we just need to have a clean couple years to see where this truly can go.
100%. We have a couple years where nothing crazy happens. And like, it's just steady on growth. The positivity that's building, it just needs to keep rolling and keep rolling and keep rolling. I'm going to tell you this, dude. My gym in particular, we had 2 more people sign up for memberships just last week. They did an on-ramp actually earlier this week and been in big church since then. And on top of the other 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 10 or 12 people that signed up since the first of the year and have been coming. Like, not just I signed a membership and then, I'm paying you all this money, and like, they are actually attending class. That's a good sign for me to say that people are still looking at it. We got CrossFit on the sign, can't miss it. And they're like, I want to go do that.
Everyone in this chat better have signed up, says Vicky. Do you know who else is doing some positive things and moving in the right direction? Thirdzy. When you do that run and you need to get a good night's sleep and you need to recover, Thirdzy. They are a great partner for us. They are a great supporter of this channel. Go to thirdzy.com/Jazzy, Jazzy. Get 15% off your order. That is, use code Jazzy at checkout and you'll get 15% off everything you purchase at Thirdzy.
You're gonna need your sleep the night before the open.
You are.
What better way to do it than with some Thirdzy? I can't.
Exactly.
I can't.
It doesn't have that melatonin hangover. It doesn't have any of the crap in it. It is tested. Athletes can use it, not worried about testing positive for anything. It has the protein collagen in there, grass-fed, that help you recover better. And so with all that, just go to thirdzy.com/Jazzy.
Extra points if you do this at checkout.
Yeah, if you 2022 had 415,000 participants.
Did it though?
I thought
2018 with 300 something was like peak.
So Vicky was asking Claire to go live with her run so people could run with her. Claire's response is that she snags the mile at most random times based on the day schedule. That would be tough to coordinate with any consistency, but it would be fun to play something IRL at events when possible in real life. Getting good.
Oh, you're learning.
Getting good, man.
Getting better.
Yeah.
Getting better.
After my daughter moved out, man, trying to keep up with all the
it's a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's going to be fun. Well, I think that's it for today. We've got USA going hockey semifinal today. USA. I will not be here on Monday. I'll be here Sunday night. No show Monday. Lung biopsy to hopefully be the last piece of the puzzle to get me back to fully Scott again.
Let's go.
So hopefully that it turns out to be good on Monday. I'll probably get the results later in the week. So we'll update you as to whether I can be on for lunch at that point. But I don't have the follow-up scheduled yet to know. But yeah, I have that first thing in the morning, Monday. And then they're putting me under for this biopsy. So I'll be all like sleepy all day Monday. And then we'll be back Tuesday, fresh and better than ever.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much, Vicky, for that. The nose surgery was a tremendous success. So much better.
I know I've told you this before and other people have too, but the difference in quality of your voice since surgery, it's not even the same guy.
Yeah, like I go back and listen to older shows compared to what is happening now. And even my boss, like when I'm on meetings, they're like, man, you sound like a totally different person.
In a good way.
Yeah, it has been really life-changing. I couldn't believe how bad it was. I mean, you just think about it, 3.5 hour surgery to clean out my sinuses. There was a lot of bad juju up there. And we're glad all that's gone. And even like when I blow my nose now, like nothing big comes out, which is pretty nice.
Whole different person.
Whole different person. And now we just get the lungs fixed, and then I'll be like burping all over the place.
Let's make it happen. I'm down for that.
Frida says, yeah, your voice is way cleaner. Yeah. My throat dries out more now, but other than that, like, it's good.
Just gotta stay hydrated, brother, man. That's it.
Thank you, Mark, for the good luck. But with that, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy that weekend. And hey, go for a run. Just do it. Have fun. With that, make sure you like and subscribe before you go out on that run.
It's pretty important.
We will see you Sunday night for Sunday Night CrossFit Talk, and then Tuesday for lunch with the Clydesdale. Bye, guys.